By listening to Mike Guido and Josh Tariff. Buckle up! Buckle up!
All righty, here we go, live on a Thursday night.
Mike and Josh.
We are back.
Mike and Josh.
Oh, we're back.
On Mike and Josh.
And spinning facts.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Mike and Josh, exclusively here on the Grid Network. I'm Mike Guido. That's Josh Tariff. It is great to have you here on a wonderful Thursday evening. Josh, you look better than ever, my friend. How you feeling today?
If I look better than ever right now, I have problems. So not quite sure how to take that, but I mean, you always look nice and spiffy, but this is like maybe the most casual because there's no fleece pullover. We see a little bit of the t-shirt under the collar.
You see the chest hair a little bit poking out.
Just a single chest hair.
Yeah,
it's this is like an after hours Mike Guido look right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm all right. I've let loose for the day. I unbuttoned. See, like, here's the thing: is like, and for those of you that are,
I mean, don't unbutton anymore. We don't want to get kicked off YouTube.
No. I'm buttoning it up.
Oh, good.
So this is how I am during the day. I'm much more buttoned up.
Yes,
but now that it's time to party, we let it loose a little bit.
Now we get risque.
Yeah, the cufflinks are still on though.
Oh,
I have not rolled up the sleeves, so
I mean,
it is what it is.
I'm not asking for drunk Mike Guido because that would mean the cufflinks are off.
Yeah, so. I know. I listen. I'm not like Date Mike. You know what I mean? Like the backwards Kangol hat. I'm not there yet. I'm not
Date
there
Mike.
yet.
Nice to meet me.
Nice to meet me. I'm so happy you got that reference. Which I'd be kind of disappointed if you didn't get that reference because it's not like The Office is a obscure show to pull references from.
The Office is my number 2 all-time favorite sitcom.
All right. Well, then now we have to.
Yeah, I figured that one.
Now you can't. Right. We can't just leave it at that and do not and move on. So, what's number 1 then?
So, do you want to try to guess? I would have to give you hints because
sure. I'll guess.
Okay.
So
Is it
in the same ballpark as The Office? Like, is it made in a similar style as The Office?
I mean, it is not a mockumentary like The Office, but I mean, it was a sitcom in the 2000s, just like The Office. It has also been in recent news and interviews over the last month or two, if that helps at all. So it was in the 2000s.
In the 2000s.
Yes.
Okay, so we're not talking. So if it's not made in the same breath as The Office, that means Parks and Rec is out.
Correct. It is not.
I love Parks and Rec.
Another great show. Yes.
Fantastic show. Friends is too early. Seinfeld is too early.
Both of those also love. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, correct. It's not either of those. I love
Friends. I was never a huge Seinfeld fan, but again, that's just it's just me.
And you're a New Yorker.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know, but whatever. This is okay. 2000s. How I Met Your Mother?
No, but good guess.
Okay. All right. Give me a hint. Give me something.
Well, I mean, the hint that I gave was it's been back in like the news and interviewing people about it over the last month or so.
It's been back in the news and people have been interviewed. Am I that out of tune with what's going on in the world?
Okay, so then I'll give you a little more obvious hint with it then.
Okay.
They've been interviewed because it was rebooted.
It was oh my God. It's oh my gosh, what's it called?
Don't look in the chat because someone got it.
Now I gotta look in the chat. Great. Wait, so who did get it? Some random who is it?
Whoever Derpy gave 2 guesses and one of them is the correct one. So it's one of those.
Oh,
which one do you think it is? It is Scrubs.
It's Scrubs. Yeah, I knew it. Oh, Derpy. Well, listen, I
well done,
appreciate
Derpy.
You
really
win.
You win the satisfaction of getting it right. I don't have any prizes for you. Scrubs is my all-time favorite show.
That shocks me. I feel like there aren't that many people that say that.
Exactly. Yeah. You occasionally find a show that you feel you can just like personally relate to either the story or a character or something along those lines. I am Dr. John Dorian, just not a doctor.
Yeah.
Like the weird daydreams and relationship with best friends and mentors and bizarre relationships. It was that was like me to a T. So I just became obsessed with that show. I have everything DVR'd so far of the reboot. I have not watched it yet because I'm gonna be like bracing myself with time to sit and enjoy it because my fingers are crossed. I've heard great things, so my fingers are crossed that it lives up to the hype.
Well, listen, that's I can't tell you that I've ever really watched Scrubs. I have seen Scrubs in bits and pieces, but I have not like sat down and gotten invested in the story of Scrubs.
I guess we're no longer friends.
So hey, listen, there's still time. There's still time. Anyway, we are 6.5 minutes into the show today, and we have.
Isn't this all we were supposed to talk about? Like my favorite sitcom?
Sports. We have plenty.
I thought it was just talking to sitcom. Oh,
right.
Listen, fine. Let's do sports.
Listen,
okay.
You texted me earlier, Josh, and you said that we had a ton of stuff to cover today, and we certainly do.
Yes, we do.
None of which included talking about sitcoms. So
no, it gets kind of. Well, you started it by bringing up The Office, so then it went into that conversation.
How did I bring up The Office again? I don't even remember.
Date Mike.
Date Mike. That's right. Backwards cat. Ha! Anyway, Bam Adebayo scored 83 points in a game.
He did.
So I had a buddy, and we're going to talk about this more later, but I had a buddy of mine I went out with last night, and he was saying there isn't any living being in the multiverse that could have predicted that Bam Adebayo would be capable of eclipsing Kobe Bryant on the single game leaderboard. Like nobody thought that was even remotely possible, even with, like some of the prolific scorers in the NBA being, like Donovan Mitchell had 70 and Devin Booker scoring 70 something. And like, you'd think it'd be one of them at least, but Bam Adebayo, who pretty wild. So we'll discuss that. And there's been a lot of tear down with him, I think, as far as like sports media is concerned, saying, I'm not gonna, okay, buddy, like we'll talk about that a little bit later. Maxx Crosby's deal was backed out of by the Baltimore Ravens. And in lieu of that, the Ravens then turn around and sign Trey Hendrickson to a bunch of money, which is upsetting because I was kind of hoping he'd be a Dallas Cowboy. But Trey Hendrickson becomes a Raven. Maxx Crosby is now still a Raider. So Josh is not wrong yet, believe it or not. He was wrong, but
I was wrong. I posted a TikTok like less than 24 hours after we were on the air where I said he's going to start the season as a Raider. I'm like, well, that prediction didn't last long.
Yeah.
And apparently it's still on. Not quite sure how, but it is.
Listen, somebody's watching over you, Josh. I think that's really where that stems from. But hey, look, like I said, we've got plenty of stuff to cover today. First, let's discuss something that happened literally 20 minutes ago. I mean, this wasn't even something that we really planned for, Josh.
Yeah.
But Kyler Murray is heading to the Minnesota Vikings on a 1-year deal. And this is interesting because, this is a team that has invested a first-round pick, not only a first-round pick, but trading up in the first round to go get J.J. McCarthy. And they saw what he did last year. And I don't know, are they anticipating that a quarterback competition in Minnesota could be good for their young rookie. Listen, 6-4 last year in 10 starts for J.J. McCarthy. He completed 57.5% of his throws, 1,600 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 12 picks. Certainly nothing to write home about. But Kyler Murray, we could say the same thing. 5 games. We touched on it a little bit last week, Josh. But listen, he completed 68% of his throws, but he was only healthy for 5 games, 6 touchdowns, 3 picks. And I brought it up to you that I didn't think Kyler Murray was bad. I just thought he wasn't healthy. Like, I thought his big problem was that he couldn't ever stay on the field. So what do we make of this whole situation, Josh? I mean, it looks like it's going to get a little muddy in Minnesota with, again, J.J. McCarthy, a young kid, Kyler Murray now kind of turning into turning another chapter in his career. Where do you see this how do you see this playing out?
I mean, I don't see this resulting in anything positive in the long term for Minnesota right now, because break down. I mean, you started, break down a little bit of what's been going on with them. So they traded up to draft J.J. McCarthy. They then had a breakout year with Sam Darnold, where then they decided not to pay him, and then he goes and wins the Super Bowl. Then J.J. McCarthy gets hurt again. Your receivers are getting a year older. You just lost Naylor, who's a quality young receiver, and you are worried that they might start getting disgruntled because you're no longer winning and they're not getting the ball.
There's already been rumors about Justin Jefferson
exactly
having a little issue. Yeah.
So, and then you fire your GM, and then I don't know, is this a new GM that made this move, or was it just some other people in the staff?
I don't know.
That now all of a sudden their GM is gone, and the first move that they do post that GM is bring an injury-ridden, troubled, not trouble with the law, but like troubled as far as with team chemistry and consistency quarterback to what you're hoping would be light a fire under J.J. McCarthy. But if anything, this should just add frustration to him.
Right.
Because it's like, hey, this was my team. I understand I was banged up a little bit last year, but this is supposed to be my team. I'm supposed to get a fair shot. And now, to your point, it's probably going to be a quarterback battle for the starting spot between McCarthy and Murray. So this is a whole lot of, I feel, panic on the Vikings, because obviously Packers are still here, Bears are up here, Lions are up here, and the Vikings, where 2 years ago with Sam Darnold, were in that same conversation with them, have plummeted so fast.
Yeah, right.
And now they are in complete panic mode, and I don't like this type of move for a team when you're trying to build confidence in a young quarterback, and then, but we picked up a guy who's had a little success just in case.
Right.
Like, I mean, let's say all of a sudden we added a third host to this show, Mike, because you were a little inconsistent or missed a week or two, and we got Barry Grant Jr. on standby.
Oh, great.
I mean, but right, how would you feel about that? It wouldn't feel good.
It wouldn't feel good, especially because it'd be him, of all people.
Well, you pick anyone. I don't care who it is.
He would be praying for that to happen. He'd be praying for my downfall.
But I mean that's my take on this. I mean, I think it's a turning into a domino effect that is just falling down fast. And I mean, I'm concerned for Vikings fans about Justin Jefferson. I'm concerned that this could fall down eventually to Kevin O'Connell, who we have mentioned is one of the best coaches in the league.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I don't envision, I don't know. I just can't see it happening, where we live in a world that Kyler Murray doesn't start. I don't think the Vikings are necessarily signing him to be JJ McCarthy's backup. Like, there's certainly a feeling within the organization that JJ McCarthy is not pressing all the right buttons, right? He's not developing the way that they had hoped he would. And to be honest with you, I could have told you that a couple of years ago before they drafted him. I was never a JJ McCarthy fan out of college. I never saw it. Like, if you wanted to spend a 3rd round pick on the kid, fine. I would not have spent a top 10 pick on that kid, especially trading up for him. But now, I mean, listen, the kid's got 10 NFL games under his belt. If in 10 NFL games you feel the need to bring in Kyler Murray, I think you pretty much have your answer, Josh. Like I don't know that bringing Kyler Murray into the building is going to positively impact JJ McCarthy in such a way where all of the concerns that you had beforehand are immediately just going to eviscerate. I just don't think that that's going to happen. That they brought in Kyler Murray as not like purely speaking as an insurance policy. That's what they did. They're going to take them both into camp. They're going to watch Kyler Murray outplay JJ McCarthy, and they're going to be like, you know what? We got to, like, our best chance to win games is to play Kyler Murray, and we're just going to have to take the L on this kid. That's the way that this feels to me.
Well, now let me throw another team out at you that is doing the exact same thing that is happening with the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah.
And that would be the Atlanta Falcons.
Right.
Because the Miami Dolphins cut Tua shortly after we broke down last week with the Cardinals cutting Kyler Murray. Tua owed $99 million in dead money, by the way, which is a new record and just pure insanity.
Yeah.
But so he gets the same type of treatment in Atlanta as Kyler Murray's getting in Minnesota. You have Michael Penix. You mentioned J.J. McCarthy's only got 10 starts under his belt. Well, Michael Penix has 12 starts. It ain't much of a difference.
Right.
Both coming off an injury. Both in the same draft class.
Right.
So all of a sudden, the Falcons, who, in my personal opinion, have a better overall team right now than the Minnesota Vikings. Obviously, Minnesota's got the best receiver in Justin Jefferson, but then you got Bijan Robinson, you got Drake London, you got Kyle Pitts, you got a good defense, etc. But now it looks like they're almost like giving up on Michael Penix. So I ask you, oh wise one, Mike Guido, which quarterback do you feel more confident in heading into 2026? J.J. McCarthy or Michael Penix Jr.?
Michael Penix.
Why is that?
I feel better about Michael Penix because I think, first of all, I think Michael Penix is better. I think Michael Penix played better. And again, I think Michael Penix, I get sort of a similar feeling about Michael Penix than I do about Kyler Murray. Was that I don't know that Michael Penix is a bad player. I think Michael Penix has been hurt for a long time, and that's really been his issue. Now, again, JJ McCarthy,
yeah,
I don't disagree, but again, I look at what JJ McCarthy does, I see what he is, and I don't think that him not being healthy is his problem. Like, I think there's other issues with JJ McCarthy. The accuracy to me just isn't there. I just don't see a whole lot of dynamic in his game. JJ McCarthy feels like a very old school, one-dimensional quarterback. Michael Penix, I think, gives you a little bit more. I mean, certainly Michael Penix certainly isn't a mobile, super runner type of quarterback, but I do think the accuracy is better. I think his arm is better. I think there's a little bit more upside with Penix. But again, my big thing is that I think this is kind of an indictment on, like, whenever we say, well, you know, you shouldn't draft your quarterback this year because there's a quarterback heavy draft next year. I mean, is this not a complete indictment on that? Complete. Like, look at this. Michael Penix and J.J. McCarthy were 2 of 6 quarterbacks taken in the top 12 picks in 2024.
Yeah.
6 quarterbacks in the top 12 picks. 2 of them, you're seeing two franchises presumably already have questions about.
After 2 years.
Right.
And not only after 2 years with both of them getting hurt.
Well, right. In these, neither one of them have played a full season's worth of games yet. And I don't mean like consistently. I mean total. Like,
right.
In 2 years, Michael Penix has started 12 games. In 2 years, J.J. McCarthy has started 10 games. Like, they haven't even gotten through a full season yet. So, like these are the kind of things that you got to throw out there of like, okay, what's actually working and what isn't. And this is just like, you know, what does this have to say about, you know, a great quarterback draft, right? The quarterback draft where you can see 4 or 5 QBs going in the first round. How many of those guys are actually panning out right now? So I think that's the question you got to ask. Let's take our first break. When we come back, we will touch on the saga that is Maxx Crosby, whether or not he will be a Raider, whether or not Josh is going to end up being correct for the first time in a very long time.
Whoa. How dare you throw such accurate shade my way?
Yeah, it's terrible. Really is. Yeah. We'll touch on Maxx Crosby next.
What up, Cowboys Nation? We are Cowboys Can Fan.
You know, like Canadian fan. And we're big Dallas Cowboy fans. We live stream every Dallas Cowboys game with our unapologetic, intoxicated play-by-play and color commentary, and we guarantee you won't find anything like this anywhere else.
We do that in the ring together?
We told you not. So Bland was here to stay, baby.
And if you like to have a couple cold ones,
crack them if you got them, son.
Crack them if you got them, son. Crack them if you got them. And watch the Dallas Cowboys play football.
You need to join us 1 hour before the Cowboys kick off. Throw your score prediction in our live chat. And if you're right, guess what? We'll send you a shirt. Some Can Fan merch. Click the link, check us out, and subscribe if you like what we do.
Oh, and remember, BYOB.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Bring your own boosh.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Bryson Carver, and I'm the host of the Carving It Up podcast right here on the Grid Network, as well as my own personal YouTube channel, Carving It Up with Bryson Carver. On my show, talk about a number of the biggest topics in the world of sports, as well as culture and entertainment, and I include special segments such as Bryson's Best 10, The Vol View, and one of my favorites, Carving Up the Context. I also like to invite special guests on the show to get different insights and perspectives on topics, and most importantly, I love to hear from you, the audience, in the chat below. So check out Carving It Up 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube, Facebook, X, and on Instagram. Check the show out anywhere you get your podcasts as well as on the YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys.
Alex Rodriguez is coming out with a documentary, and it goes into detail. Like, he's never talked about the steroid part of it and all the pressure. You will do a lot more desperate things to try to stay relevant, and you can see that he was straining to be this person that he wasn't, instead of just being the person that he always should have been. Just, I'm Alex Rodriguez, because of imposter syndrome. He had to be somebody that he wasn't. Goes to the Yankees, gets another big fucking contract. I empathize with that, because when you're this great player and people are looking at you and they're looking through you, it makes you realize that maybe Alex doesn't matter. I have to be A-Rod.
Yo, this is Barry Grant Jr. I want to give a big shout out to Mike and Josh and be on the lookout for more clips from All Even Podcast.
This is Patrick L. Brown, lead journalist here at the Grid Network, reminding you to make sure that you check out all of the latest articles over on the Grid's webpage under the blog section. There you will find the hottest takes in sports mixed in with some mental health articles as well. Dare to be different, enter the Grid, your new leaders in digital media, sports, and entertainment. As I always say, stay tuned.
All right, welcome back. We are back here on Mike and Josh. That's Josh Tariff. I'm Mike Guido. It's great to have you here exclusively on the Grid Network. So here we go, Josh. I mean, this was the news that kind of broke the internet this week. Maxx Crosby initially traded to the Baltimore Ravens for 2 first-round draft picks. It was a big return, and it was a lot to give up. I mean, I think a lot of people were looking at this as certainly a risk for Baltimore, right? I mean, 2 first-round picks is a big deal. Maxx Crosby coming out, obviously coming off of knee surgery. This was a big thing, and just a couple short days later, we get news that they're backing out of the deal, failed physical, whatever the case may be. That seems to be the story here. So they then go out and sign Trey Hendrickson to a big deal. But let's touch on the Maxx Crosby piece of this first. What was your reaction? What did you think initially when the Ravens backed out of the Maxx Crosby trade?
My first thing was, how can you back out of a trade 4 days later? I understand the trades are, physical pending.
Mm-hmm.
Why did it take 4 days for them to make the decision based on the physical? Obviously, we all knew he was recovering from knee surgery, and everyone has said he should be, he's on track, projected to be back, to start the season. So this is the type of thing where all of a sudden, like, the Ravens got their guy. They gave up 2 first-round picks for it. But then based on the amount of time, they were just like, wait, we could get Hendrickson too.
Right.
We would like to play both of them together, but realistically, we're probably better as a franchise to just have one of them and keep our picks.
Right.
Oh, his knee is messed up. He failed our physical. And a side note, me personally, and I know I'm in the minority with this, I feel like there should be a universal type physical that all teams have to make a player have to be qualified as, okay, they can be traded or not. Now, if they have anything in addition they want to do on top of that, so be it. But there should be a base, because there is no reason to me that he would fail the Ravens physical, and then let's just say some other team makes a trade for him, which would then be less than what the Raiders were originally getting from Baltimore, and then he magically passes their physical.
Right.
Because, I'm just going to use the Cowboys as an example, because I know they were certainly a team in discussion to try to get him, where let's just say, oh, well, Maxx Crosby failed that physical for 2 first-round picks. Tell you what, we'll give you 1 first and 2 and a third and a 4th-round pick, and he'll pass our physical. like
use it as a bargaining chip.
Right,
yeah,
right, because that's what they can do, since they make their own decisions on whether or not someone passes a physical. So I think it's ludicrous, 1, that Baltimore can pull out of a trade 4 days later. 2, that they, that now the Raiders can essentially trade him again, and he can magically pass someone else's physical. But then 3, on top of it, Maxx Crosby has tweeted out, all right, I'm here, Raider Nation, let's go. And it's just like, wait a minute. There was talk forever about you, like, wanting to leave. You get traded, you get sent back, and now we're supposed to be like, oh, no, you're happy back as a Raider?
Yeah.
There's so many outliers with this.
I still think the Raiders want to trade him. Like, I don't think that this changes.
I do too. Yeah.
The Raiders are going to try and trade him, but I also think the price is definitely going to go down. Yes. The price is going to go down. It will not cost 2 first-round picks again. Now, I don't know what the landing spot would be at this point. I mean, everybody and their mother at this point is pointing their fingers at the Cowboys and saying, well, listen, this is God's gift to the Cowboys now. The Ravens now back out of this. And after losing out on Maxx Crosby the first time, now they can go back and go get him. There were a lot of reports saying that they're not interested. There are also reports out there saying they would definitely still be interested. And, you know, they have to figure all these things out. But the reality is that, you know, it took a while for Trey Hendrickson to sign because of health, right? It was because of that. Trey Hendrickson got less money than Jalen Phillips did. And I mean, if you want to talk about something that was a little odd, that's not something that I anticipated. But I also look at this like the NFL, like NFL teams, especially in free agency. I mean, because we've seen it so many times over, Josh, that like free agency has come to bite teams in the ass more than once, right? Like how many of these guys that are signed in open free agency or traded for that matter, just end up being a dud because of injuries or age or anything like that's the thing is like the NFL, unlike any other sport, ages you the fastest, right? Once you hit 30, like you're pretty much done. Like at that point, you're kind of washed, right? Maxx Crosby's 28, you know, and he's not old by any stretch of the imagination, but he's got a lot of NFL snaps under his belt. He's got a 7-year career already. You know, how much more mileage are you going to get? Getting knee surgery at 28 is not something that, you know, like that's not something that teams are necessarily drooling over, you know? So I look at this and I'm like, listen, if the Ravens, this needs to go beyond just what the known information is, right?
Gotta be.
Knew that Maxx Crosby was was recovering from knee surgery. Everybody knew it. They all know how old he is. They all know the track record of pass rushers like him with his body type, with everything, and how long they last in the league. And the Ravens were still willing to give up 2 first-round picks to go get him. And part of that, like I said, is because he's a phenomenal player.
Yeah.
But on the same token, there needs to be something seriously up with Maxx Crosby if that's not the case. Because who's to say that if the Cowboys or any other team, the Bears, whatever, if they were to make that same deal for Maxx Crosby, that we wouldn't have had the same result, right? I don't think that this is individually a Ravens problem. I think this is more than likely what showed up on Maxx Crosby's physical or whatever to make the Ravens just throw up their hands and be like, all right, we can't go through with this. Like, there's got to be something real serious here with Maxx Crosby. That's what I think.
And on top of that, you know, like the first full day of free agency, the Raiders were the biggest buyers of the day. They got Quay Walker, Kwity Paye, Jalen Naylor, who I already mentioned, Tyler Linderbaum, highest paid center in the NFL, Nakobe Dean, and Matt Gay. They signed all these guys with the expectation that Maxx Crosby's salary would no longer be on their books.
Right.
And now it is. And not only is it, well, now you lost 2 first-round picks that you were supposed to be getting. So, like we said, he will probably still get dealt somewhere else now at this point, but it ain't going to be for 2 first-round picks.
I would be, I'll tell you what, right now, Josh, I think, and this might be deemed like a hot take, but I would be surprised if Maxx Crosby went like if any trade for Maxx Crosby involved a first-round pick at this point. I don't think the Raiders can get a first-round pick for Maxx Crosby anymore.
I think they might still be able to get one first, but it wouldn't be for this upcoming draft. It would be like 2029. I don't know how far out can NFL teams push future picks.
I don't know, but
I know NBA can go 7 years, but
yeah, right. I don't know what the limitation of that is, but I think you're kind of on the same page as me of like, yeah, like if they are going to get a first round pick, it's going to be in 2028.
Yeah.
Or something like it's going to be something like that.
Or hey, maybe you get 2 seconds and a fourth.
Right. Well, and again, that's what I think of this, like of the real severity of this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think what happened with Maxx Crosby is not something that like you have to just kind of ask yourself, what would cause the Ravens to back out? Genuinely, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Ravens were not a playoff team last year. Okay. They were a team that needed to get better.
Yep.
They're a team that, again, is sort of trending in the wrong direction, right?
Yep.
Derrick Henry's getting older. Like, they're losing steam. They need to figure out what exactly they want to do. If they were saying, listen, we're going to take a real puncher's chance at this thing, and we're going to go get Maxx Crosby, like, you'd have to believe that they'd be all in on that, regardless of what his medical, of what, the public knowledge of his medicals are. There has to be something bigger. There just has to be something bigger.
Yeah, and along with that, with the Ravens, when you're talking about it, okay, you lost Lindenbaum to the Raiders,
which is huge, by the way,
which is massive. You lost your young tight end Isaiah Likely to the Giants. Harbaugh. You also lost Darius Washington to the Giants. You also lost Jordan Stout to the Giants, and your legendary fullback Patrick Ricard to the Giants. You lost all those guys. You also lost your blocking tight end Charlie Kolar to the Chargers, and today you lost Keaton Mitchell to the Chargers. So all of a sudden, you got Mark Andrews at tight end, who we know is on the later part of his career. Still a good touchdown machine, but it's getting worse. Isaiah Likely was your guy. You lost your top center. You lost your blocking tight end. You lost your backup running back. And you've lost several other people on defense. Yes, you added Trey Hendrickson, but you have lost far more people than you were probably expecting, which adds to the conspiracy of them not wanting to trade those picks.
Yeah.
And one last thing with Trey Hendrickson, though, the fact that he has spent the last 2 years trying to get out of Cincinnati.
Yeah. Right.
And they wouldn't do it. And then he eventually just leaves on free agency and just goes in division, probably just out of spite to them so he can beat them up twice a year.
Yeah. I mean, but here's the thing too, Josh. I mean, you want to talk about a guy that wasn't healthy. I mean, Trey Hendrickson only played 7 games last year.
Yeah.
Only played 7 games last year. He had 4 sacks last year in 7 games.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, this is going to be his age 32 season. So, like, if you're signing Trey Hendrickson, you're signing up for the fact that, like, all right, for the next 2 years, this is our window.
Yep.
Because halfway through that contract, it's going to look real bad. I think it's going to look real bad because how many really studly pass rushers do you know at 34 years old? It doesn't happen all that much. It really doesn't. So, I think there's a real, there's got to be a real sense of urgency. The sense of urgency for Baltimore is clear, right? As soon as they backed out of the Maxx Crosby deal, bang, they went right after Trey Hendrickson. And I don't know that I buy all the crap that they wanted both of them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that I buy that, but I think it does sort of make sense.
And wouldn't any team in the NFL want both of them?
I know. But for what price tag, right?
Exactly.
I mean, that's just a crazy price tag.
Yeah.
So again, we'll see about that. I am eventually, Josh, today going to want to talk about the Cowboys a little bit, simply because
they've done nothing.
I mean, look, I just Jerry Jones just keeps doing it to me. The guy fools me every year, and I never learn. Never ever learn.
Tell what? Why don't we do this? Why don't we take our break and then we'll come back and dig more into just other free agent moves now and keep Bam Adebayo at the top hour too. Then, since you got this fresh on the brain,
sure, we can do that. We can do that. You know why?
I'm looking out for you, man. I'm looking out for you.
You know, and it serves a double purpose, right? Because I will then get to talk Cowboys a little earlier, and Bam Adebayo will get to lead his own hour.
Yes.
Because that's what he deserves, because he scored 83
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
I was waiting, by the way. Again, I have a buddy who I went out with last night. Different guy, though, who's I don't even know. Like, he had his like Laker phase where he was like a Laker fan when we were growing up, but now he's like not all that into. He was really a Kobe Bryant fan. And I was just waiting for him to say something last night. Just some crap. Just saying like, oh, well, you know, Bam's 83 points. I mean, look at how many points that came from the free throw line and all that. Like, I was just waiting to hear some bull about all of that. So, I don't know. We'll see. Oh, I'm tired. Wow. Jeez.
Wow.
That is up on me.
Those of you listening, you must feel just as much excitement as Mike Guido right now because he's fallen asleep talking Maxx Crosby.
Wait till that jazz music comes on during the break. Oh, my God.
Yes.
I'm going to fall asleep. Welcome back to Mike and... Like, it's going to be tough. All right, we'll be back after this.
Cowboys Nation, what up? It's your boy EJ Savage over here at Boys in the Zone, where it's everything Cowboys related, from the latest news, off-season talk like training camp and draft analysis, and of course, during season game breakdowns and commentary. Would love to see you in the chat kicking it with myself and other members of Cowboys Nation, whether it be a guest that I myself bring in, or Cowboys fan forum videos where I bring you guys on, or even other chat members. We're always live on Twitter and YouTube talking the boys. So really, the only thing left to say is, how about them Cowboys? See you there. Peace.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Tim Barnett, and welcome into the Boston Sports Summit. If you're a fan of any of these four teams right here, or you're like me and you love all four of them and you follow them religiously, you're a big fan, this is the show for you. The big thing with this is real commentary and authenticity. I'm going to tell you like it is. If we're great, then we're great. But if we suck, I'm going to tell you that we suck and we need to improve. I'm also not afraid to call out our ownership or front office for making bad decisions, just like I'm not afraid to call out our coaches or our players for screwing some things up or doing great. All right? Because that's what this show is all about. It's about authenticity. So listen, if you're a fan of any of these teams or you're a fan of all four of them, check me out, the Boston Sports Summit, every Wednesday, live at 7 p.m., and it's electric, all right? We're going to go into some great detail about the Sox, Patriots, Celtics, and even the Bruins, and hey, you might even get a guest appearance from my little puppy here. So, it's a great show. Don't forget to tune in every Wednesday, 7 p.m. You can also follow me on all socials, on Instagram, X, and YouTube, Boston Sports Summit. So check us out. It's a great show. It's a great time. Hope to see you there. God bless.
What's going on, y'all? It's Arthur Hurst from the Grid Network, letting y'all know to check out the Saturday morning tailgate starting at 10 Eastern every Saturday. Check us out on YouTube, X, Instagram, wherever you get your podcasts. Tune in for some humor, some great analytics between me, my boy Bryson, and Tim. Again, Saturday morning tailgate every Saturday at 10 Eastern on the Grid Network. See y'all there.
All right, welcome back. Here we are for Mike and Josh. I am not sleeping.
Hey, you got a good nap during the break?
I didn't, unfortunately. In fact, the jazz music was quite stimulating, so it was actually keeping me awake. Surprisingly enough. It was doing the opposite of what I predicted that it would do. Anyway, it is great to have you back here on Mike and Josh, exclusively on the Grid Network. That's Josh Tariff. I'm Mike Guido. It's great to have you here. So we do have plenty to cover today. Bam Adebayo will get his own leading of an hour. That'll come up next at the top of our second hour today. But I guess for the next 10 minutes or so, I'm just going to
talk about the Cowboys. Tell us how you feel.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Now, again, so many
I'm
people
also going real quick while you're doing that. I'm just double checking the current free agency so far done by the Dallas Cowboys. So according to NFL.com, you added Sam Howell, backup quarterback. Re-signed Javonte Williams.
Yeah.
Franchise tag on George Pickens.
Yep. There you go.
Re-signed defensive end Sam Williams. You got edge Rashawn Gary in another trade with the Packers. You love making trades with them. They're
like our best buds.
Yeah. You signed to a 1-year deal defensive lineman Otito Ogbania. A 1-year deal with safety PJ Locke. A 3-year deal with safety Jalen Thompson. And you have given Brandon Aubrey the second round restricted free agent tender.
Yeah.
That's right. Hey, that's an off season.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Is it an off season?
Way to
so
go.
Here's the deal. Here's what I'll throw out there. My issue is not necessarily with the moves that the Cowboys made, because I do think the Cowboys made some nice moves. And again, before I even get into that, I want to preface by saying this, because I know that there are a lot of people that are just like, oh, brother, talking about the Cowboys again. Well, what do you expect? First of all, the biggest sports brand in America. That's the first thing. And second of all, the fact that they really haven't done anything extravagant, even though Jerry Jones said they would, is kind of a big deal. So shush, grow up a little bit, get a grip. Anyway, I don't hate what they've done so far. I'm not, I think Jalen Thompson is a quality starting NFL center, safety. I think he is. You know what I mean? And certainly in an area of need. He makes them a better football team. Same thing with Rashawn Gary. They gave up a 4th round pick. Okay. Whatever. I'm not all that broken up about it. And I think Rashawn Gary can fit well into this defense. It gives them another body. Now, again, they traded away Oso Odigizua, who I was a big fan of, for a 3rd rounder. They gave him to San Francisco. They traded Solomon Thomas in a 7th round pick swap. That was clearly to dump salary. But listen, here's the thing. The reason that I and many other Cowboys fans just get so pissed around this time of year is because of the misconception that Jerry actually cares enough to actually put an effort forward. I'm sorry. Okay. They miss out on Maxx Crosby. Okay. Then you miss out on Trey Hendrickson.
Maybe. You could get him back.
They could. That's still it's up in the air, right? But then you miss out on Trey Hendrickson, and you miss out on Devin Lloyd, and you miss out on Kobe Dean, and you miss out on everybody that you were trying to go for in free agency, where Jerry Jones was making this big deal about how, hey, we're not going to be afraid to spend some big money to get this team over the top. And I was like, yeah, Jerry, we're finally doing it. Because even I felt confident in last year's Dallas Cowboys. I saw something in them.
Hey, you are spending money. You just gave Brandon Aubrey a 2nd round, 5.76 2nd round tender.
We didn't even sign him. We didn't. So if somebody signs him, they have to give us a 2nd round pick. That's what that means.
I know.
So anyway, which, by the way, Brandon Aubrey might be worth a 2nd round pick given how good he is. But
yeah.
Anyway, I'm tired of hearing Jerry talk about how much he wants to improve this football team. Okay. I saw what last year's team did, and I saw, listen, this was an offense that finally looked complete. It was a good offensive line. They could run the football, right? CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens were dynamite. Dak Prescott had one of his best years that I've seen. He looked like a monster last year. And the defense was super poor. But you know what the great thing about that was, though, Josh, is now you had a clear, identifiable issue, right? Let's just pour everything we have into the defensive side of the football. You fired Matt Eberflus. That was the right move. I even like the fact that they hired Christian Parker. Okay. I like what they did. But then you've had the opportunity to go out and spend a little bit of money, go out and make real improvements to the roster after you said that you wanted to do so. And you just sit back and make the conservative play over and over and over again. The Dallas Cowboys being the biggest brand in football, and they make the smallest offseason moves. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Why didn't you go and get Maxx? Why weren't you the top bidder for Trey Hendrickson? Why weren't you the top bidder for Devin Lloyd? Why weren't you the top bidder for Kobe Dean? Why weren't you those things? Why didn't you go out and go get one of the crazy safeties on the free agent market? And again, I like Jalen Thompson, but there were better options out there. The Cowboys, And the Cowboys are a team that generally drafts pretty well. But now you're putting a lot of pressure on a draft where you've got 2 first-round picks, you've got no second-rounder. Like, you really are kind of hamstringing yourself to, like, you're not giving yourself a whole lot of flexibility. And I don't love it. I don't love the fact that we keep getting fooled over and over again, Josh. It just doesn't seem to end ever. And I don't know when I'm ever going to learn. Because I'm going to do the same thing next year. I'm going to say, oh, well, we'll do it again. I'm just going to keep playing stupid.
Well, let me just ask you this, because obviously, and I'm just trying to be open, because it's Jerry Jones, and I get everything you're saying, because this is the Jerry Jones that we've all learned to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
The Cowboys have 8 picks in this year's draft,
mm-hmm.
including 2 first-round picks.
Mm-hmm.
Would there be something, based on your knowledge and research and stuff with the Cowboys,
Mm-hmm.
of them trying to package any of these picks to either be trying to move up higher in the draft to get more defensive help from a rookie, or use any of these to also try to trade for someone besides Maxx Crosby?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay,
yeah,
I'd
be okay with
what
that.
would you consider? What would you consider?
Look, again, I don't know what the prices would be for certain guys, and I don't know who's available. I can't pretend why can't they just do this? Because I don't even know if that team is, entertaining giving that guy up. But
Sure.
I will say that this is the kind of deal. Love how, by the way, I'm talking about football while I have a baseball.
While tossing a baseball.
Right. But this is the kind of thing that drives me crazy, is they've put themselves in a position where okay, you're almost good enough. I can't, I don't know. It gets so frustrating.
To me, the Cowboys have been kind of neck and neck with me with the Atlanta Falcons as far as kings of mediocrity. They're just fantastic 7-10, 8-9 teams that are clearly this close, 1 to 2 tops players away from getting over that hump and being a legit threat in the playoffs, but they never seem to get out of that mediocre range.
Josh, we were on the air talking about, listen, we remember that 3 or 4 game stretch the Cowboys had last year where they looked like the best team in football.
Yes.
They looked ridiculous for a month.
Yeah.
And that was what I thought was going to be enough to push their front office into a position of, okay, we're going to go out and we're going to, allocate some resources into this team. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see about what they end up doing. The offseason certainly isn't over. We've got a long way to go. I love the way the Cowboys draft. I do think that they draft particularly well. But they've struck out in a couple of drafts recently, but I also think, they've done, generally speaking, a good job. So again, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe there's going to be a point in time where I can, calm down and give my Cowboys some grace.
Here, let me just throw one other thing at you. Because I know we talked about earlier, about Maxx Crosby most likely not going for 2 first-round picks anymore.
Yeah.
If Dallas were to still offer 2 first-round picks for Maxx Crosby, are you okay with that? Being you just said how well they draft, would you as a Cowboy fan support that move?
I wouldn't.
Why not?
And I'm just being honest with you because if they originally did it and we didn't know anything about his medical stuff, if the Ravens hadn't pulled out and the Cowboys originally got him for 2 first-round picks, then I think I'd be okay. Like, I think I'd be like, all right, like, it's a lot, but we got Maxx Crosby. He's a superstar. Like, he's going to change our defense. But I think especially after all of the recent news about the trade being backed out of and everything like that, everything that's going on with his medicals, I don't know that I'd feel comfortable giving up 2 first-round picks. Again, I don't even know that I'd be comfortable giving up 1. Now,
yeah, because I mean, you have the Packers' next 2 first-round picks, but then you do not have a first-round pick in 2027.
Right, because we gave it up for Quinnen Williams.
Right.
We gave it to the Jets for Quinnen Williams, which was which ended up being a dynamite move. And again, it's those are the kind of things I want to see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, getting Quinnen Williams last year drastically changed what that defense was capable of.
So if I were the Raiders and I said you can have Maxx Crosby in exchange for the Packers pick that you own in 2026 and your 2028 first round, you would say no. Packers would pick number 20 and then your 2028 first round pick.
That would be, again, I'd still be uncomfortable with it, but you're getting warmer. Like, again, like the further you push it out into the future, obviously the less valuable it becomes in the current landscape.
Sure.
But I think you're getting warmer, especially if the Cowboys are taking their shot now, right?
Yeah.
If they're going to take their shot now, Dak Prescott ain't getting any younger. So if you're taking your shot now, you're taking the next 2 or 3 years to really go for it, then okay. Like, if you want to give up, that might be something where, like, in negotiation, I might, like, at the last second, if they said do it or we're backing out, I might cave. So I think that's about where I'm at with it.
Okay.
So I don't know. We'll see. I do want to see, like I said, I just want to see the Cowboys make that big move in the offseason that just like gets them over the hump. That's what I want to see. Show, like, actually prove with your actions that you want to see more. Prove it.
I guess Sam Howell is not happy with you because that's probably what their big move was.
It's true. It's true. It's true. Yeah. Which, by the way, makes no sense to me because they gave up a pick for Joe Milton, and Joe Milton's their backup quarterback. So what's their plan for Sam Howell? He's going to be their third stringer. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Anyway, hour 2, Bam Adebayo coming up next.
What up, Cowboys Nation? We are Cowboys Can Fan.
You know, like Canadian fan. And we're big Dallas Cowboy fans. We live stream every Dallas Cowboys game with our unapologetic, intoxicated play-by-play and color commentary, and we guarantee you won't find anything like this anywhere else.
We do that in the ring together?
We told you not so bland was here to stay, baby.
And if you like to have a couple cold ones,
Crack 'em if you got 'em, son.
Crack 'em if you got 'em, son. Crack 'em if you got 'em. And watch the Dallas Cowboys play football.
you need to join us 1 hour before the Cowboys kick off. Throw your score prediction in our live chat, and if you're right, guess what? We'll send you a shirt, some Can Fan merch. Click the link, check us out, and subscribe if you like what we do.
Oh, and remember, BYOB.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Bring your own boosh.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Bryson Carver, and I'm the host of the Carving It Up podcast right here on the Grid Network, as well as my own personal YouTube channel, Carving It Up with Bryson Carver. On my show, talk about a number of the biggest topics in the world of sports, as well as culture and entertainment, and I include special segments such as Bryson's Best 10, The Ball View, and one of my favorites, Carving Up the Context. I also like to invite special guests on the show to get different insights and perspectives on topics, and most importantly, I love to hear from you, the audience, in the chat below. So check out Carving It Up 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube, Facebook, X, and on Instagram. Check the show out anywhere you get your podcasts as well as on the YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys.
Alex Rodriguez is coming out with a documentary, and it goes into detail. Like, he's never talked about the steroid part of it and all the pressure. You will do a lot more desperate things to try to stay relevant. And you can see that he was straining to be this person that he wasn't, instead of just being the person that he always should have been. Just, I'm Alex Rodriguez, because of imposter syndrome. He had to be somebody that he wasn't. Goes to the Yankees, gets another big fucking contract. I empathize with that, because when you're this great player and people are looking at you and they're looking through you, it makes you realize that maybe Alex doesn't matter. I have to be A-Rod.
Yo, this is Barry Grant Jr. I want to give a big shout out to Mike and Josh, and be on the lookout for more clips from All Even Podcast.
This is Patrick L. Brown, lead journalist here at the Grid Network, reminding you to make sure that you check out all of the latest articles over on the Grid's webpage under the blog section. There you will find the hottest takes in sports, mixed in with some mental health articles as well. Dare to be different, enter the Grid, your new leaders in digital media, sports, and entertainment. As I always say, stay tuned.
You are listening to Mike Guido and Josh Tariff. Buckle up! Buckle up!
All righty, here we are, back for hour number 2.
Mike and Josh.
Ooh.
Mike and Josh. Mike and Josh. Spit the facts, cut the crap.
We're back.
Let's run it back.
Hello, beautiful people. We are back here on Mike and Josh. That's Josh Tariff. I'm Mike Guido, exclusively here on the Grid Network. It is great to have you in here on this beautiful Thursday evening. Josh, it's amazing because, again, I live on Long Island, and yesterday and the day before, like this week, has been so warm and beautiful. Like it was like 2 weeks ago, it was snowing and ice cold and everything. Now it was like 65 degrees like 2 days ago.
Oh,
like
dude.
It's been unbelievably awesome.
In Los Angeles at this moment, so just after 5 p.m. Pacific time, it is 83 degrees here.
Wow. So
by Monday, it will be in the 90s.
So for somebody that lives in LA,
yeah,
is 83 degrees still hot?
Yes.
Or is that like
for me it is. For me, I mean, it's not as hot here as 83 degrees is in New York because of humidity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the type, honestly, I love cool weather. So people are always fun and like, why do you live in LA then? Because like, hey, if I got sunny, but in like the mid to high 60s, that's perfect for me.
Mm-hmm.
We get that here for about a week.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this is lovely. And then it either plummets to like in the 40s or 50s. Oh, that's our winter, even though it doesn't snow, obviously, with wind, or 90. Like there's just no in between.
50-degree winter. That still blows my mind, that whole
Yeah.
concept of winter not being 25 degrees every day.
Mm-hmm.
Do you miss the Northeast, Josh, at all? Or
I miss it in October and November.
Yeah.
And that's it. Because again, the temperature at that point is in like the 50s to 60s. You got the beautiful fall foliage. It's cool, crisp air.
Mm-hmm.
You're away from the allergies. You're away from the hot humidity. You're away from the snow and ice. I would be all about having an autumn home. Not a summer home, but an autumn home.
An autumn home
it's somewhere in New England. I mean, I'm originally from Massachusetts, upstate New York, Connecticut, New Hampshire, something along those lines. That'd be lovely.
Would you consider yourself somebody that has or had a like Boston accent?
I never had one.
You never had one?
No, I mean I could do the wicked awesome accent, but
so
I never had it.
Say the word Boston.
Boston.
So you do have it a little.
No, it's Boston.
You do have it a little.
No, the accent would be Boston.
Well, that's heavy, but you say Boston. Say Boston. You say Boston.
It's like boss, BOSS, but instead BOSTON. It's Boston.
Boston. That's what you say.
Boston.
Right.
I'm saying what? What am I doing wrong here?
You're not doing anything wrong. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. I need to stop badgering you.
I've never been so insulted in my life.
No, hey, listen. Well, because if you're from New York, it's Boston. Boston. You know what I mean? Like there's a little bit, there's a little extra.
Oh, it's funny. My mom was born and raised in the Bronx, and it's hilarious because
she was a New Yorker.
She was a New Yorker, but only when she is in New York does the accent pop back out.
Wow. Okay, so
it's
like
bizarre.
Environmentally,
yes.
So she becomes
like when she's in the environment, she gets more of the accent.
So she becomes a little bit of a chameleon whenever she ventures back into New York territory.
Yeah,
that's something. So that's the thing is like I would consider myself as somebody that doesn't really have a New York accent, but there have been times where I've turned it on, like really turned it on.
You got a New York personality.
Do I?
I don't know.
Do I?
You have a Long Island personality.
Forget about it. Like, yeah,
that is just offensive, sir.
Is it really?
No, I'm kidding. I don't know.
Man, ouch. You know, everybody's just so sensitive these days.
You're trying to insult me. I'm just trying to get you canceled. That's the battle we have here.
Yeah, whatever. Boston, whatever you say. Boston. Anyway,
hey, say this with a Boston accent. Bam Adebayo.
Oh, I don't even know. So, would it be like Bam Adebayo or something?
I don't know. That was just my way to try to segue into it. But you
was that?
Does
that sound right? Like Bam Adebayo or something? Or
Adebayo?
Now it sounds saying the
Adebayo. Now it sounds like you're down in Louisiana trying to do it.
No, you're not even right.
Bam Adebayo.
You're not even saying this. You're not even saying the syllables. You're literally just Adebayo.
Adebayo.
Okay. Speaking of Bam Adebayo, Bam Adebayo. That was just Cartman from South Park. Adebayo. So Bam Adebayo scored 83 points the other night.
83 points.
Against the Washington Wizards. And I had people tell me, by the way, that this was less about Bam Adebayo and more about how embarrassing the Wizards are, which I kind of thought was hysterical because, you know, I'm curious of who actually feels that way.
Along with that, with the Wizards, because they're currently playing the Orlando Magic. So, you know, the hopes would be, who's going to score 80 points next on the Wizards since now they play the Magic? Mm-hmm. The current leader in the clubhouse for the Magic to do it is Tristan da Silva with 14. But I don't think he's going to get it.
I don't think he's going to get it. Well, hey, listen, you know, speaking of your Orlando Magic, you did win last night against my Cleveland Cavaliers.
That was our biggest win of the season.
Desmond Bane went off last night against the Cavs.
I love
Desmond Bane. So Desmond Bane had 35 last night on 12 of 19. Paolo had 25. Tristan da Silva had 23.
He's been stepping up with Franz injured. He has, to his credit.
So, and I will say, I mean, us, like Dennis Schroeder going 0 for 5 and Donovan Mitchell shooting 9 of 24 did not help in the matter.
Sure.
But hey, listen, but that's game planning for you. They just couldn't figure it out. Anyway, back to Bam Adebayo. He scores 83 points against the Washington Wizards the other night. 20 of 43 from the field. He was 7 for 22 from 3, and he was 36 of 43 from the free throw line. 36 points from the free throw line Bam Adebayo had. 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, and again, 83 points. Bam Adebayo this year is averaging 20 points a game. It is his second highest in his career so far, only rivaled by his 22-23 season, where he averaged 20.4 points a game. He is an all-star. Let's not disrespect the man. He was not an all-star this year, but he is a 3-time all-star. He is certainly one of the better defensive players in basketball. That can certainly be said, like with certainty. But like I said before, there is nobody on planet Earth that would have predicted that Bam Adebayo was capable of doing something like this. And the thing that I am surprised but not surprised at the same time is how the media is responding to it. I feel like, Josh, I have seen more people trying to strip away credibility from Bam after this game than actually give him credit. Josh, where do you fall on this, on Bam's 83-point game?
You think people are stripping credibility away from him? I live in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure.
I was literally receiving multiple texts from people saying, oh, no, Kobe's game was still better. I'm going to forget this game. Kobe's 81 was still better. Before Bam Adebayo even got in the showers from this game.
Yeah, right.
Now, I get the last 3 to 4 minutes was complete insanity of crazy basketball, of them fouling, trying to force him the ball, this or that, from both teams. It was a little chaotic on both sides those last few minutes. And I get you're saying, God, like, there's no reason that he should have been to the line that many times. Okay, first off, he had no control of the refs calling the fouls. He had no control over how abysmal the defense the Wizards played was. And I'm sorry, didn't he have 50 at halftime?
I think he had 63.
After 3.
He had 62 or 63 at the end of the third.
Right.
That's what I remember.
So are you blaming those other 3 quarters of just the best night of not just his career, but of this generation of play as far as like of the scoring skill? Because Kobe's 81, that was what, 21 years ago?
Yeah, it was right. I think, what was it, 2007 that happened? No. When was
2006 or 2007? Because I distinctly also remember, here's a funny story for you. So I was,
it was 2006.
So 20 years ago, I was in grad school. I had my degrees are in music. I had a recital. I was required to do a recital each year. My recital happened to fall on the night Kobe dropped 81. And I had a good buddy of mine who was a diehard Lakers fan who never let me hear the end of it, that he missed watching Kobe get 81 points for going to my recital. I'm like, I couldn't have predicted him doing that against the Raptors, buddy. I'm sorry. All that said, Bam Adebayo should be celebrated because, again, this is something that is a once-in-a-lifetime type of performance. It is something that this generation has certainly never seen. It's been 20 years since we saw it, and before that, it was 40 to 50 years, and there's no official proof of it either. Right. So you have to appreciate and admire the moment. And hey, if the team was helping to try to push him to get it, so be it. If the Wizards continue to just play terrible defense on it, so be it. If Coach Spoelstra decided, hey, we're going to let him do it, so be it. I was hearing on the radio today on my way from the gym about someone arguing they should have took him out when he had 81 points in honor of Kobe. Why?
That's so ridiculous.
Why, if there was still time for him to break the record?
Right.
That's their decision on what they wanted to do. He technically did not have to play the entire fourth quarter because they were ahead by a lot. They chose to do it, just like how other players and other teams, when you're on the brink, sometimes the coach puts them in to do it. Sometimes they don't. Dave Roberts famously has pulled people out of perfect games, which is ludicrous.
Yeah.
If someone has a chance of doing something that so few people have ever achieved in that sport,
yeah, something really
give
historic.
them the chance.
Right.
And yeah, he's 20 point a game. To your point, no one. You could have given me pick 100 players in the current NBA on who would break Kobe's record. And Bam Adebayo is in the top 20 to 30 players in the NBA. Still wouldn't have chosen him.
Right. Right.
And to me, it was like, oh, if anyone's going to do it in the NBA right now, it will probably be either like Luka, Devin Booker, or Wemby. Like those would be, or SGA. Like those would be like maybe the options that would actually pull that off.
Right.
And that said, I do expect Wemby to do it as well at some point in his career. That's a different discussion for a different day. This is to celebrate Bam Adebayo and what he did. And for people that are trying to insult it, to put an asterisk because of the amount of times he happened to go to the free throw line, hey, okay, he got sent there 43 times. He also made 36 of them, which is pretty damn impressive.
Yeah, right.
Shame on you for trying to lower this historic day that better be considered the best performance of the season. That better be considered, I mean, one of, if not the best performance in a game of the decade. Because this is something you only do in video games.
Yeah, it's
we saw it in real life.
It's one of the greatest. I'm sorry. It is one of the greatest single game performances of all time.
Yes.
It just is. Okay.
It is.
Now, again, I will be upfront and say, if you want to get technical with it, Kobe's stat line is better.
Sure.
In Kobe's game, Kobe's stat line is better. The
game was also different 20 years ago.
Right, exactly. Kobe was 28 of 46 from the field. He shot 60%. Bam shot
46.5%.
Right. Kobe shot 7 of 13 from 3. That's 54%. Bam shot 7 of 22. That's 31%. So yeah. And Kobe only shot 20 free throws. He made 18 of them. So he shot 90% from the line on 20 free throws. Bam Adebayo shot 83% on 43 free throws. Okay. If you want to get technical with it, Kobe had a more efficient game than Bam Adebayo did. Okay. But let's be real.
Yeah.
83 is 83, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's just the bottom line of this whole thing. 83 is 83.
I mean, you and I could safely say, I mean, well, especially me, I could not believe that I saw Kobe hit 81, and I was just like, I'll never see someone hit 80 points again in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And now we just did.
Right.
And this is also like the beauty of sports, in any sports, because any given night, something magical can happen in that particular game. You could have a perfect game. You could drop 83 points. You could have a 3-4 home run game. You could throw 6 touchdowns. You could run 200 yards. You could shoot 4 goals, get beyond a hat trick. So many things can happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's the beauty of the unpredictability of sports. And all the talk forever, or not forever, but over the last several months right now, that feels like forever, is too many sports are getting fixed because of betting.
Yeah, right.
Who in their right mind would have put before the game started?
Yeah.
You know what? tonight's the night.
Yeah, right. Right. I wonder how many people honestly are betting Bam Adebayo scoring prop bets. I don't know.
I saw a screenshot that someone sent me. Let me try to find the exact thing because it was a friend of mine that sent me. So let me scroll up because this would have been a couple days ago. And we sent each other way too many beams.
I think FanDuel did a live betting thing.
Yeah, it was someone that did a live bet where he was like in like the 70s or like was just in like high 60s and the prediction was, would he get over 77? I don't know. I would have to continue looking for it.
I want to say my buddy told me that the odds at that point were like plus 8,000 or something.
Right.
Like some crazy number. And I'm like, that almost felt like free money. Like if he's going at that rate, that almost feels like free money. So I don't know.
I mean, yeah, to the guy's credit, he did it. Again, I'm still trying to find it. So you can keep vamping while I try to find it.
Well, listen, that's honestly what I think. That's like that's the thing though. Is like I feel like at that point, you know, if you're live betting it, and you know you get to that point, like it was something about like FanDuel gave like horrifically bad odds for themselves. like they just like completely like they probably gave out a ton of money on that live bet. I'm sure they did. So I don't know. Super, super interesting. I'm really curious to see.
Yeah, I can't find it, unfortunately.
Yeah, but
it was someone bet like $10,000 on it and hit.
Yeah. Well, yeah, right. And the odds were crazy.
Yeah.
The odds were crazy. So the payout must have been nuts. But I agree with you. Bam Adebayo should 1,000% be celebrated about this.
Now let me throw something out at you because
I know what you're going to say.
What am I going to say? What
is somebody ever going to break 100?
No, that wasn't what I was going to say.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's what I'm going to say.
But again, if there's anyone currently in the NBA, the only one that could possibly do it is Wemby. But I don't foresee it happen. I don't foresee. Maybe he could hit 80. I don't foresee 100. Here's my question to you: is Bam Adebayo a Hall of Famer?
Oh, I don't know. I mean,
he's always been a very good player. He's been on Olympic teams, multi-All-Star, top defensive player. I mean, hasn't won a ring.
He doesn't have this performance. That many accolades, though. Like he really doesn't.
Right? No, I agree.
You know, so if it were me, I'd probably say no. But I think, like, I'm not as much of a scholar on what's good enough to get somebody into the National Basketball Hall of Fame. Like, I just don't know, like, what the line is.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know. So Bam still has a lot of career left. So there is still something to be said about that as well. But I would say right now, no. Right now, I would say no.
Yeah, because he
doesn't average 20 points per game
9 years. He's in his 9th season.
What's his points per game?
Career points per game right now is 16.1 career points per game average.
Now,
because his first couple years, he was coming off the bench. His first couple years, he only averaged 7 points and 9 points, and then began as starter. Been multi-time like finalist for Defensive Player of the Year, multi-time All-Star, first or second All Defensive team.
I just feel like you need to have like if you're going to be a 16 points per game scorer in the Hall of Fame, you have to have something like you need to have either rings or like Defensive Player of the Years or like something like you need to have something like that. So right now, I'd say no on him. I just
and by the way,
he deserves it more than Draymond Green.
Yeah, the only reason Draymond Green is there would be because of the rings.
Right.
Right. So it looks like he is locked in. Like he's certainly getting paid a lot. It looks like his contract is good through the 28-29 season.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's projected to get next year in 2026-27 season just under $50 million in his contract.
Jeez. There you go.
Yeah. This man getting paid. But hey, you drop 83, you deserve to get paid.
Oh boy. All right. When we come back, we'll discuss a little bit more of the moves that have happened in NFL free agency, some of the trades that have been made. I'll tell you what, Josh, there's one team I really want to point out that I think did brilliantly over the past few days. I'll tell you who that is.
And I'm curious if you and I think the same one.
Yeah. We'll tell you who that is next.
Cowboys Nation, what up? It's your boy EJ Savage over here at Boys in the Zone, where it's everything Cowboys related, from the latest news, off-season talk like training camp and draft analysis, and of course, during season game breakdowns and commentary. Would love to see you in the chat kicking it with myself and other members of Cowboys Nation, whether it be a guest that I myself bring in, or Cowboys fan forum videos where I bring you guys on, or even other chat members. We're always live on Twitter and YouTube talking to boys, so really the only thing left to say is, how about them Cowboys? See you there. Peace.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Tim Barnett, and welcome into the Boston Sports Summit. If you're a fan of any of these four teams right here, or you're like me and you love all four of them and you follow them religiously, you're a big fan, this is the show for you. The big thing with this is real commentary and authenticity. I'm going to tell you like it is. If we're great, then we're great. But if we suck, I'm going to tell you that we suck and we need to improve. I'm also not afraid to call out our ownership or front office for making bad decisions, just like I'm not afraid to call out our coaches or our players for screwing some things up or doing great. All right? Because that's what this show is all about. It's about authenticity. So listen, if you're a fan of any of these teams or you're a fan of all four of them, check me out, the Boston Sports Summit, every Wednesday, live at 7 p.m., and it's electric, all right? We're going to go into some great detail about the Sox, Patriots, Celtics, and even the Bruins. And hey, you might even get a guest appearance from my little puppy here. So, it's a great show. Don't forget to tune in every Wednesday, 7 p.m. You can also follow me on all socials, on Instagram, X, and YouTube, Boston Sports Summit. So check us out. It's a great show. It's a great time. Hope to see you there. God bless.
What's going on, y'all? It's Arthur Hurst from the Grid Network, letting y'all know to check out the Saturday morning tailgate starting at 10 Eastern every Saturday. Check us out on YouTube, X, Instagram, wherever you get your podcasts. Tune in for some humor, some great analytics between me, my boy Bryson, and Tim. Again, Saturday morning tailgate every Saturday at 10 Eastern on the Grid Network. See you out there.
right, welcome back. We are back here for Mike and Josh exclusively on the Grid Network. I'm Mike Guido. That's Josh Tariff. We're in the latter half of the show here, but there's, a couple of moves I really want to talk about. And there's one comparison that we were kind of interested in making between a couple of Colts receivers. And again, like that's kind of a big part of what happened during the during this, past few days. The Colts re-signing Alec Pierce and then proceeding to trade Michael Pittman, which is an interesting sort of move. So we'll discuss that a little bit further. But there's a team that I think did really well. And all they did was make a couple of moves, but I think that they are unbelievably good. Unbelievably good.
Should we say at the same time the team that we think has did the best so far?
Okay.
Should we just say at the same time and see if we're the same?
I wouldn't say that they did the best, but I do think they really did great.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe they're different. But I agree. The team in my mind has also only made like a couple moves, but I think these were pivotal moves for the way their team is, and I think will tremendously help them. Let's just do a count of three. Let's just say the team name. Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Steelers.
The Buffalo Bills.
All right.
The Buffalo Bills. I'm telling you, I think what Buffalo did with DJ Moore and Bradley Chubb was brilliant.
Well, DJ Moore we already touched on last week. But yes, the Bradley Chubb signing is tremendous.
That's an unbelievable move for them.
Mm-hmm.
The Buffalo Bills are a better team today than they were at the end of last year.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I think, is a huge thing. That's huge. They needed some more oomph on their defensive line. They needed some more stability at the edge rusher position. I think that gives them so much more. And again, like I said, DJ Moore for me fits what they want to do offensively so much.
Yes.
He's just such a great fit for that roster. So yeah, that's me. But you bring up the Pittsburgh Steelers, Josh. Tell me why you think that is. And they just, by the way, during our show, they signed Jaquan Brisker to a 1-year deal as well.
Okay. I just love, I know we're going to talk Michael Pittman in a second here. But the combination of getting Michael Pittman, in my opinion, for a bargain.
Yeah.
And then somehow landing Rico Dowdle, who, if it wasn't for Rico Dowdle, the Panthers would not have made the playoffs.
Was that George Clooney?
That was, yes. George Clooney. I've told him I am busy between 4 and 6 Pacific time. He must want to put me in another movie. So I'll deal with him later. But Rico Dowdle, with the year that he had in the resurgence in Carolina, the fact that Carolina did not do whatever they could to try to keep him, and Pittsburgh goes ahead and gets him. So now, instead of the combination of Jalen Warren and what was the guy's name? Now his name is escaping me because he just left them as well. Their other running back that had a good season.
Kenneth Gainwell.
Thank you, Kenneth Gainwell. Because Jalen Warren is more of a receiving type running back, but that position kind of went to Kenneth Gainwell last year. Now Jalen Warren gets in his more comfortable position, and Dowdle can run them down. So you do that, and then you got Michael Pittman, who for many teams would be a number 1 receiver, and he's going to be your number 2.
Right.
Now, granted, they still got to figure out who the hell's going to throw them the ball. But as far as having the pieces there,
right, yeah,
it is tremendously done by Pittsburgh. And again, for me, Michael Pittman, getting him for a 6th-round pick and then signing him for 3 years, $59 million, the way the top receivers are paid, to get a guy of the caliber as Michael Pittman for only $59 million for 3 years is a bargain.
Yeah, right.
So actually, if you don't mind putting up that graphic, because I want to compare Michael Pittman and Alec Pierce. So Alec Pierce stayed with Indy with a 4-year, $114 million deal. And this is not me saying Michael Pittman should be getting paid the same amount as Alec Pierce, because he should not, because Alec Pierce is only 25 while Pittman's 28. So I understand Alec Pierce getting more money than Michael Pittman. But when you look at the stats here since 2024, so the last 2 seasons, Michael Pittman has 149 receptions to Pierce's 84. Pierce is the deep threat, so he does have more yards, but not by a ton. Touchdowns close, only 13-10. And mind you, both these guys dealt with Anthony Richardson, half a season of Daniel Jones, Phillip Rivers. Was Joe Flacco there too at some point in these last 2 years? I think it's not exactly. They haven't exactly had top tier quarterback play with them.
Right.
And both guys, respectively, have put up fantastic numbers. So with these numbers, you're telling me, though, that Alec Pierce, while younger, and again, I can understand him going for more money, is worth nearly double the amount of Michael Pittman?
Right.
That is crazy talk. If you're giving Michael Pittman 3 or $59 million, I could understand Alec Pierce going 4 years, 80 tops, $90 million at the absolute tops. And that's trying to keep him away from people. You're giving a guy who has never been the number one receiver $114 million?
Yeah. I looked at that and I thought that was a wild deal.
Yes.
I looked at almost $30 million a year for Alec Pierce is wild. And again, Alec Pierce can play.
Right. He's a good receiver, but you're telling me I have the choice between Alec Pierce at near $30 million a year or Michael Pittman for $20 million a year?
Right.
Give me Michael Pittman every day.
I would take Michael Pittman too. I would take Michael Pittman. I don't know. Listen, Alec Pierce has been I think Alec Pierce is he's obviously a staple in that offense,
sure.
Right? He certainly is. The consistency is certainly there, but I never viewed Alec Pierce as a guy that would get paid. I mean, Josh, that's damn near number one wide receiver money.
I know.
If not, that contract that Alec Pierce signed is identical to the one of Trey Hendrickson. That is and we were talking about Trey Hendrickson like he's, the next coming. And it's pretty wild to me as far as that's concerned. And by the way, the Colts also, with Daniel Jones signing back for $88 million for the next 2 years. Also, I mean, that's a lot of money invested in 2 guys that, again, I wouldn't really label them as star players.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
And Daniel Jones is going to miss at least half the season?
Right. Right.
By the way, according to Sport Track, Alec Pierce's contract 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He is the number 9 highest paid receiver currently in the NFL.
Okay. So is he a top 10 receiver in the league?
Nope.
I wouldn't say so.
So just a few names to throw out there that his contract is currently higher than.
Mm-hmm.
DJ Moore, Terry McLaurin, AJ Brown.
So wait, hold on a minute. Hold on. Let's play this game.
Yeah.
Would you rather have Alec Pierce or the following?
Okay. Would you rather have Alec Pierce or DJ Moore?
I would rather have DJ Moore.
I agree. Would you rather have Alec Pierce or Terry McLaurin?
You're getting closer, but I think I would still take Terry McLaurin.
I agree. Would you rather have Alec Pierce or AJ Brown?
AJ Brown.
I agree. Would you rather have Alec Pierce or Cortland Sutton?
That one's close. That one's closer.
That one's close.
But I think I'd still take Cortland Sutton.
That one's a toss-up. I did skip Calvin Ridley because I think I would take Alec Pierce over Calvin Ridley.
I would take Alec Pierce over Calvin Ridley.
Jalen Waddle.
I might take Alec Pierce.
All right.
I might take Alec Pierce over
Here are the next three. Now, by the way, I'm just going to tell you. First, I'll just tell you the dollar amounts. Because all three of these people, I personally would take above Alec Pierce.
Mm-hmm.
The contract amounts are $84.75 million. Excuse me. That was reading Jalen Wallace by mistake. $80 million, $75 million, $72.75 million. Jamison Williams, Devontae Smith, Nico Collins.
Yeah, I would take all three.
I would take all three of those over Alec Pierce.
Yep. I'm with you on that.
Then we start getting down to Wandale Robinson, Romeo Dobbs. Okay, those ones I might lean towards Alec Pierce. And those just recently signed as well.
Right.
Jacoby Myers at $60 million.
I would take Jacoby Myers.
He's at almost half the contract as Alec Pierce.
But that's the thing is like so 70. What was it? 75 million was what? Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith was 75.
Yeah, 75 million was Devontae Smith. And you got to put this into perspective. Alec Pierce is making 114 million for Alec Pierce.
I got one more for you.
Okay.
And I had to scroll down on this list to see this name. Devontae Adams.
I would take, even at this point in his career, I would take Devontae Adams.
He is currently on a 2-year, $44 million contract.
Right. He's making $22 million a year, but it's short term. Right.
Yeah.
So, boy.
How about Malik Neighbors?
Well, Malik
I know he's coming off the injury.
Malik Neighbors still on his rookie deal, no?
Right, but he's at 29. I'm down in the rookie deals. He's down at 29 million. And I would rather have Malik Neighbors over Alec Pierce.
Who's the highest paid receiver in football right now?
Number one is Jamar Chase. 4-year, $161 million contract.
A $40 million a year contract for Jamar Chase. Jeez Louise. Now, again, you can get away with that a little bit because he's arguably the best receiver in football.
Yeah.
But, boy, that's...
And by the way, one above Alec Pierce is T. Higgins. So the Bengals have the number 1 and number 8 highest paid receivers.
Yeah, well, they paid them both at the same time. So,
yes, they did.
And I would take T. Higgins over Alec Pierce.
Oh, sure. I'll tell you what, as far as the people that are above Alec Pierce, there is one of them that I would take Alec Pierce over.
Who would that be?
Brandon Ayuk.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. Yeah, Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk has one of the worst contracts in football.
He is in the middle of a 4-year, $120 million contract.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that guy was on my extra reserve spot in my fantasy team all of last year and never came off it. So he was just there the whole time. He was like a draft and stash kind of guy.
I was the exact same way with Joe Mixon last year.
And it's
draft and stash, and he never played.
Yep. Oh boy. All right. We'll take one more short break and we'll wrap it up right after this.
What up, Cowboys Nation? We are Cowboys Can Fan.
You know, like Canadian fan. And we're big Dallas Cowboy fans. We live stream every Dallas Cowboys game with our unapologetic, intoxicated play-by-play and color commentary, and we guarantee you won't find anything like this anywhere else.
We do that in the ring together?
We told you not so bland was here to stay, baby.
And if you like to have a couple cold ones,
Crack 'em if you got 'em, son.
Crack 'em if you got 'em, son. Crack 'em if you got 'em. And watch the Dallas Cowboys play football.
you need to join us 1 hour before the Cowboys kick off. Throw your score prediction in our live chat, and if you're right, guess what? We'll send you a shirt, some Can Fan merch. Click the link, check us out, and subscribe if you like what we do.
Oh, and remember, BYOB.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Bring your own boosh.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Bryson Carver, and I'm the host of the Carving It Up podcast right here on the Grid Network, as well as my own personal YouTube channel, Carving It Up with Bryson Carver. On my show, talk about a number of the biggest topics in the world of sports, as well as culture and entertainment, and I include special segments such as Bryson's Best 10, The Ball View, and one of my favorites, Carving Up the Context. I also like to invite special guests on the show to get different insights and perspectives on topics, and most importantly, I love to hear from you, the audience, in the chat below. So check out Carving It Up 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube, Facebook, X, and on Instagram. Check the show out anywhere you get your podcasts as well as on the YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys.
Alex Rodriguez is coming out with a documentary, and it goes into detail. Like, he's never talked about the steroid part of it and all the pressure. You will do a lot more desperate things to try to stay relevant, and you can see that he was straining to be this person that he wasn't, instead of just being the person that he always should have been. Just, I'm Alex Rodriguez, because of imposter syndrome. He had to be somebody that he wasn't. Goes to the Yankees, gets another big fucking contract. I empathize with that, because when you're this great player and people are looking at you and they're looking through you, it makes you realize that maybe Alex doesn't matter. I have to be A-Rod.
Yo, this is Barry Grant Jr. I want to give a big shout out to Mike and Josh, and be on the lookout for more clips from All Even Podcast.
This is Patrick L. Brown, lead journalist here at the Grid Network, reminding you to make sure that you check out all of the latest articles over on the Grid's webpage under the blog section. There you will find the hottest takes in sports, mixed in with some mental health articles as well. Dare to be different? Enter the Grid, your new leaders in digital media, sports, and entertainment. As I always say, stay tuned.
All right, welcome back to Mike and Josh. For the last few minutes here on the show, Josh, so they followed my advice. Well, I didn't even really give them advice, but I did suggest that the Atlanta Hawks cancel Magic City night. And they did, in fact, do it.
They did. It has been, the NBA canceled Magic City night.
How do you feel about that, bud?
I mean, well, we talked about it to wrap up last week's show, because you somehow were living under a rock and you did not hear anything that was happening about
not
it.
a single thing. What a loser.
Yeah. I mean, I feel bad for all the kids that were going to attend that game that really wanted lemon pepper wings.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was one of those things, because again, I
wonder if they DoorDash. They DoorDash?
I'm sure they do. I would put money on it. I'm sure they do. But now you're reminding me, because last week I went on StubHub and was looking up the tickets. Do you remember what I told you they were starting at last week?
Wasn't it like $240 or something like that? Like, wasn't it
to get in? It was something like $200 some odd dollars. Now that game on Monday against the Orlando Magic, you can get a seat for $53.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Oh, that is so good. I feel bad for the people that already bought tickets.
Right. Because there's so many that bought tickets because they, for some reason, thought, oh, there were actually going to be like lap dances and stuff at the game.
Yeah, I mean, like, now, listen, I know that, you have to kind of buy tickets at your own discretion, and like, I understand all that, but because the team actually canceled an event, right? They canceled the themed night at the stadium. Like, do you think does the team offer like a rebate or something like that on those tickets?
Because I'll throw this out, because players that get traded or released, they have typically like special theme nights for like bobblehead or t-shirt stuff for that player.
Right.
And if they're not there, it gets rescheduled. When I was at the Clippers Magic game a few weeks ago, that game was supposed to be, I want to say it was a bobblehead night it was either for Chris Paul or Vika Zubac. That was originally scheduled at the beginning of the season for that game. Instead, because it was also the Lunar New Year, so they had like special like T-shirts made for like the Clippers for Lunar New Year. But that replaced the bobbleheads.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what was originally scheduled for that game. So if you were a big Zubac fan and you got those tickets at the beginning of the season because you wanted to get that bobblehead, and now he's traded, you're not going to be able to get it. Were you expecting to get a refund or a discount? No, you can't, unfortunately. It sucks, but you can't. And there are people that wanted those lemon pepper wings, that wanted that Magic City hoodie.
Yeah, I mean, listen, give him a voucher or something for a lap dance at Magic City or something like that. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? Just like, walk in.
I'll tell you what, that will increase the ticket prices. That will absolutely increase the ticket sales.
Yeah,
we're giving a free coupon for a free lap dance.
All right, maybe it's not a lap dance, but maybe some wings. Maybe.
Well, hey, what if it was a free lap dance for Mike Guido?
Send them my way, baby.
Will that increase or decrease ticket sales?
Wait, hold on a minute. From me?
Right.
They'd have to pay people to go to that game. They'd have to I thought you meant for me. Okay.
No,
That's different, at least.
No, you
Jeez.
A, it is not your birthday. B, you are happily married.
I am.
If you receive those, not only would you then send them over to me, your single friend and co-host, you would buy my plane ticket as well.
1,000% transfer it over, buddy.
Yeah.
Transfer it over. I am a man of family values.
And I am not. And that, no.
You are a degenerate. No.
Yes.
I'm joking. You're not. You're not like a full degenerate, though.
I'm not. By the way, if we are still on, can someone else drop 80 points on the Wizards' watch? We're in the fourth quarter, and the person to keep an eye on is Jalen Suggs. With 8.5 minutes to go, he's got 22. So
he's only got 60 more points to go.
61 away from tying Bam Adebayo.
That's amazing. And that really is like the craziest part about the whole thing is like now, because it was all right. Wilt Chamberlain, Kobe Bryant, like that's how the list went. Now you've got Wilt Chamberlain, Bam Adebayo, Kobe Bryant. It's just sick. That's unbelievable. That really is crazy. We have, what I find amazing also is that in all the years of the NBA, and I understand that having even 80 points is an unbelievable feat, we have yet to have a 90-point game. That has never happened. We have a 100-point game. We have an 80-something point game. We've never had somebody finish with 90-something points. It's never happened.
That's true.
Maybe Wemby will do it.
Maybe Wemby will.
I was talking about this with my buddy the other night where I was.
Man, you all week you've been out like every night with different buddies.
I know. I'm a party.
You've been a social butterfly.
Animal. It was all last night. I went out last night. I had a good time. Anyway, I was having a conversation with him, and he's just like, you know what? Honestly, does anybody really think that like Steph Curry couldn't score 100 points? Like all they needed to do, like. Just give him the ball every possession, have him jack up 93s, and he's got to hit 34
he'll hit 35 of them.
Right, exactly. So if they really want, if that's what they wanted to accomplish that night, he could do it. Like, no doubt he could do it. No?
I mean, if they were to give him the ball every time, he will get at least 23s in a game today.
Yeah, right. Right. That's all. Listen, every shot, just again, do it like 2K. Screen, run, screen, run, screen, run. Since that's what people think basketball is nowadays. All right, that does it for us. I'm Mike Guido. That's Josh Tariff. Exclusively here on the Grid Network, it's Mike and Josh. And together, we say.
You are listening to Mike Guido and Josh Tariff. Buckle up!
And how about that? For our boss, Barry Grant Jr., we went the entire 2 hours and did not mention Geno Smith as a Jet again.
You know what? That is a shame on our part.
We should be better.
Mike and
Josh. Yeah, that's bad.
Mike and Josh.
That's bad.
Mike and Josh.
All right, we'll hit it next time. Don't worry. Every Thursday, 7 o'clock Eastern.
Geno Smith forever.
Network.
Get to life.
See you later.